Hello Virgos, and welcome to the autumn season. Happy birthday to some of you, happy belated birthday to the rest, and let's see what's going on for you this season, this autumn season. The autumn energy is definitely something that you have to let go through you. And a lot of times what you'll notice is when you have to let go of the energies of summer, there might be parts of you that say, like, no, don't let me go. You might dread the winter ahead, some things like that. But try to look at the positives. Remember, there's always a silver lining for you to look at and to chase after. We're all in this together. Of course, if you're in the southern hemisphere, it's a little different, but for us in the north, the summer is leaving. Seven of Wands. Wow. Fierce competition. And, you know, the Mars retrograde is a lot like this Seven of Wands. It's kind of an urge on one hand to push forward and charge ahead and kind of be brutal and be reactive, but really, there's definitely a need to do kind of the opposite of that and to be compassionate. Now, I don't know how many of you have Mars placements in your chart. I personally have Aries moon. So the Mars retrograde's a little crazy, but it's not that bad. But the energy here for fall is kind of pushing forward. With the Seven of Wands, I think you want to complete a project, some sort of a project, but it's almost like you don't know if it's possible, but you're just gonna keep pressing forward. Now, I want to remind you here that first impressions, you only get one chance at a first impression. So if you're having a bad day and you need to do something where you're engaging with other people, try to balance yourself out. Don't do this. Don't fight like this, because it's going to be a stalemate. You're going to have to be witty, and you're going to have to choose your moves very carefully. There's like a King of Swords or Queen of Swords here that kind of would balance it out. Some swords would balance out that energy I'm picking up on. You might try your best at something. Give your best, give your all, and like let's say you're like handing in an assignment or doing some work thing. You might get feedback back like, hey, by the way, like, we can't accept this, you know, because, you know, they're on their own Mars retrograde thing. So try to work with the other side. Realize that just because you take a hit doesn't mean you fail. It means that you try again. Rest in peace, Alea. Gosh, tragedy. I think she died this time of year. Did she? I don't know. That song's gonna be in my head for a while. Okay, Virgo season ahead. We're gonna do a Celtic cross. Where is it? King of Wands just made an appearance. But what I'm seeing is bringing warmth into your home. That absolutely is going to be important. Now, it's always surprising to me the amount of people who watch tarot videos but otherwise have nothing to do with witchcraft. But let's say you don't have a cauldron. You know, for the 90% of you who don't have any cauldrons, get a saucepan. Fill it with water on your stove, so you have the element of fire underneath it, right? And you have the water. Put cloves in there, put cinnamon, allspice, nutmeg, those kinds of things, and rosemary, if you have it. Just that on its own is wonderful. Almond oil. Look up the spiritual properties of things that are in your kitchen. You will be so surprised, most likely, how much you really have. And just having that spice in the air will do a lot for you this fall, because just because the sun is leaving, you know, doesn't mean that you should lose your light. You have to bring it into your home. Light candles, incense. And I'm specifically seeing like somebody eating, what are those things? Candy corn, but I think it's shaped like a pumpkin. Not too important. Dim lighting inside, maybe like wearing a blanket on a chair and watching some Halloween fall thing on TV and trying to bring back the spirit. It's almost like you're not seeing the spirit out of your house. It's almost like you're kind of alone here, but fighting to keep it alive. Something about a car, but like an older car. Maybe like somebody's inspection is coming up. Okay, one more. What is it that you have to wrap up? Something that you're finishing. Maybe you're like finishing a job, hoping to wrap something up. Maybe you're just trying to like savor the end of the gardening season or something like that, but let's see what's going on for you this fall. This is probably going to be a long one. That's okay. If you hear noises in the background, that's Merlin. I think he's playing with the box. The Tower. Hoping to change something. And also needing to let go of an illusion. There's a dude once that said, you can't do the same thing over and over again and hope to get a different result. That's definitely apparent with the Tower card. It's like you're doing the same thing with work, approaching something the same way, and if you don't look and ask what you can do differently, nothing will change. But the Tower does need to fall because you're resolving some sort of a past karma, and it's going to take some creative energy from you. You're going to have to be a little scrappy and do whatever it takes, but the message I'm picking up on is that you need to ask what you can do differently and not get too frustrated if something doesn't go wrong, because something big is changing here with the Tower card. Maybe some project that you started in like the spring or the summer or even last winter, finally you're going to be able to get this Tower to fall and get it to be successful. So the question kind of is how. Also a common question is when, you know, but anyway, that's the question. What's crossing you is the Chariot. To do this, you cannot be too frustrated. You have to have yourself composed. Composure is huge with the Chariot. You have to ask for guidance to know where to drive this Chariot as well. And this is kind of a bit of a solo mission as well. What am I picking up on here? People in general these days are really trying to hone in their shadow side and not have reactions to situations or scenarios or thoughts that are just so far away from themselves that they lose themselves in them. So here, if you have any problems where you're like splitting in two, which a lot of people are at this time, compassion. Ask your heart and allow yourself to have bad reactions to things or to make mistakes, and then learn from the mistake and say, I'm so grateful that I was able to learn from this mistake. So it's not a loss, it's a gain. You have to look at it that way, because when you're pulling yourself together, you have to remember that you're doing it so you can go forward, not so that you can go chasing shadows and fall. King of Wands is the crowning card. Somebody who wants to create a life for themselves, who wants to say that, this is the life that I want to live, and I'm going to live it. This is somebody who has their light on, this King of Wands. Now, he's looking for something. He's looking for something, and being just a King of Wands isn't a complete life story. There's duality everywhere in the tarot. The King of Wands needs a Queen of Wands, right? So perhaps you're looking for your counterpart, and you're getting yourself to a certain point where you can resonate with and attract a counterpart. Now, a counterpart can be a person, it can be an ideal job or situation, but the duality here in the Chariot right here definitely speaks to needing to be with the dual path or the dual partner, whatever that might be. Something needs to be perfect here for Virgo. Not too surprising. But that tower needs to fall. That tower needs to fall. The past energy is Temperance. So perhaps you realized that you need to have compassion. I think I already just said compassion, but that's the Temperance card to a T. Compassion. Allowing your emotions, allowing one thought to flow out of you and to land in a divine way. Not to be hateful. To be able, what am I trying to say? To be able to look at something and just have an immediate response of love, instead of like fear intermixed. Temperance is almost like a spiritual cleansing. So in the past, you realized that the path that you need to be on is one of love and one of temperance. Now, in the future is the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is celebration. Now, this is somebody who's having like a wedding party or something. Somebody's in love here with the Nine of Cups. I don't know why I would even want to stop myself from saying that somebody's going to find some sort of a partner here. But, this could be somebody completing a project. This could be somebody getting reward for something that they've done. Some sort of acknowledgement or accomplishment. Absolutely. Base of the matter, Page of Pentacles. Somebody has a good idea. Somebody wants to move with it. Hopefully people are being nice to you. Because the Page of Pentacles is, at worst, timid. If the Page of Pentacles tells you an idea that they have, and you say, well, are you sure you can do that? The Page of Pentacles might be like, well, maybe not. Like, do you know something I don't know? So you need... I hope somebody's being encouraging to you here. But the base of the matter is that you have some treasures, something that's worth acting on, that's worth investigating, and it's yours. You have something worthwhile here. This could be a personality trait. This could be a personality trait and an idea. Something very precious. Where you find yourself is justice. Wow. I had a dream about this card, being in a Virgo reading. Does anybody else have dreams all night, where it seems like your dreams are longer than your days? I think I have a more interesting dream life. Sometimes they mix. Anyway, where you find yourself is getting your just desserve. Now, we're nearing the end of the year. Fall is the harvest season. Justice, this is the perfect time for that because you need to reap what you have sown. You need your rewards. Other people can't get in the way of this, and you deserve it. You've done so much hard work. This Chariot card crossing you, how much fun is that? It could be fun if you have a nice stride going, but if you're really if you're struggling with the reins, you've done a lot of hard work, especially with the Temperance card. pulling yourself together like that. You've done a lot of hard work. So where you find yourself is you have to kind of expect to receive the fruits of your labors. Five of Swords is how others see you. Being good. That's awesome. People see you as a student of what's possible. You are thinking before you act, which is so important. I may have mentioned that in the beginning. I did. This is very needed. Now, you may also be some sort of a teacher. People may also come to you for advice on how to navigate the world and stuff like that. But as well, people see you as being a student of what's possible. What I mean by that is people can tell that what you're doing is deliberately so that whatever you may do will be effective. It's not like you're wasting time here, but at worst, you might be too careful. But I don't think that that might be kind of a stretch, especially with all this fiery and tower energy and stuff. Your hopes and your fears are the Two of Pentacles. Oh, you hope that you're good at what you do. You hope that you're prepared. You hope that you have everything that you need. You hope that you'll be able to have a good start. I mean, like, this isn't a dude who crawled out of bed and went to work, like, unprepared. You need to, you hope that you'll be able to be prepared and have everything you need, but you fear that you're going to mess things up, that you're going to try to do something, and it's like if you're trying to go play golf, but you have never even seen somebody play golf before. Sorry, my phone's being loud. So you fear that you're just going to mess things up and kind of make an embarrassment of yourself, Final outcome, Four of Swords. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. This is like exactly what was needed. Four of Swords. The final outcome is that you will meditate on things and that you will be very centered, able to think things through and not just act on impulse. The Four of Swords is somebody who deeply considers each move. Somebody who realizes, this is like strategy that I'm picking up on the Four of Swords. Somebody who realizes that a step back isn't necessarily a loss because you can take 2 steps forward once you realize how. That's awesome. So moving into winter, which is going to happen, and I'm at peace with that. Moving into winter, you're going to be fully prepared. You're going to have everything squared away, and you'll be ready. I am going to clarify this Four of Swords card for the final outcome, because this is also somebody who may realize that they don't need very much, this Four of Swords. Which is cool, not being too materialistic, really down to the bare minimum. I mean, this isn't somebody wearing, like, lavish robes with a crown on, which is very common. This is somebody who realizes that, we are all one, and there's really no need to do so much that will get you ultimately nowhere. Very calculated, this Four of Swords. Now, the Knight of Swords was clarifying. So, you're not just falling asleep with the Four of Swords, because Four of Swords can also be like nap time, but you're not just falling asleep here. You're charging forward, but very calculated. You're stripping away everything that does not serve you. So you make the most of this Chariot card, which is pulling your shadow side in with your light side so that you can move forward. I mean, this Chariot card is basically the same as the Knight of Swords in this deck. It's working with your other half to achieve a common goal. Awesome. And I'm going to give you a Wisdom of the Oracle card. the energies and the way that they've changed for some readers has made it very hard for them, and some have even stopped reading so that they can figure out, you know, what is it that I'm even seeing. But I'm hearing like complete sentences, which is awesome. Happy, happy. This is a reminder to take things lightly and not get too beaten up if something doesn't work out, which I've told you a few times now. And try to be silly about things, laugh about things, and that's going to be your best way forward. If someone crosses you, or if there's some like rejection you face, something doesn't work out, just take it lightly, laugh about it, and let that lead you to an alternate solution, instead of being so serious and cold, like, well, if they don't like that, how are they gonna like this? You know, not like that. Like, well, I'm trying to think if I can give you a personal example that's not too personal. It's like if you handed in an essay or something like that, or a report, and your professor or boss was like, this is too clinical, or this is too close to the source, you know, like you need to rephrase. Instead of being like, well, screw you, you know, I'm gonna mess things up differently or whatever, you could be like, well, I'll just write it in a southern accent next time, or, you know, write from a dialect. Something funny, some funny alternative solution. Like, well, if this doesn't work, I'll do some ridiculous thing. Hopefully that helped you, or will help you. Yes. And interesting. No, I'm going to give you a Nature's Whispers card. They want you to do harvesty things. Maybe get like those decorative squash and put them around your home. Like I think I said about spicing things up on the inside with harvesty spices. Jack-o'-lanterns are fun. Corn. Hear me out. Each kernel is kind of like a coin. Corn is used often for money. So if you're having issues with money flow, if you'd like to bring more money toward you, because why not, look up what to do with corn. Like, I know that you can put toasted corn kernels by the front door of your house to bring money in. That's one. There are plenty of things you can do with pumpkins. Like offer a pumpkin to the Orisha Ochun. That's one of them. She loves pumpkins, and each little seed inside of a pumpkin is like a coin inside of a bank. And yeah, work with your deity. Okay. And remember, I tell you this sometimes, but if something isn't going right, do some sort of witchcraft and it'll change the outcome. It'll change the situation that you're going through, even if it's cleansing yourself. Because if adverse energies are being thrown at you, they can only stick if you resonate with them. Open your windows while you still can to freshen the air inside your house. You might want to burn sage as well. Up in the corners. Remember to get those spots, because There's something hiding up there. Okay. Culmination of vision. This is your autumn message. I will read to you the exact message. Time to take positive action toward your goals and dreams. Be adaptable and fine-tune any of the details of what you are creating. Reflect on your desires and make sure your attitudes and beliefs are in alignment with what you wish to accomplish. Let go of any aspect or quality that no longer fits what you intend to accomplish. So in order to have a culmination of your vision, you need to let go of anything that does not fit in with it. And that's the Chariot card, which is crossing you. That'll help the Tower fall. Those are my autumn messages for you. If you like the video, like, comment, subscribe. There's information in the description box below on how to get personal readings. And I think I'm going to be doing astrology themed, like astrological events themed reading videos, because there are plenty of things going on and that's what I'm being drawn to do. So keep an eye out for those. And anyway, thank you, and I will see you next time.